Welcome back, AJ Reacts 2 family and Stranger Things fans. It's your boy AJ, and I have my lovely wife with me, Stacy Wilson.
What's up?
And we're here to talk episode 2 of Stranger Things season 3. And the episode is called
The Mall Rats.
The Mall Rats. And so yeah, let's just talk about it. First on the list, let's talk about where we left off. Billy gets dragged down to the basement by something weird. Something we're guessing is from the Upside Down. People have been tinkering with the Upside Down over in Russia, and I think we're suffering the repercussions. Billy really suffered, and he got dragged down to the basement. Now he is, don't really know what he is. He's like in a trance, like or possessed. Yeah, possessed, in a trance, something like how Will was in the second season.
Yeah, and when he got out, like he got back in his car and he tried to go place a 911 call, and then it was like he was in the upside down, right. And these people were walking towards him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's something we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen like people in the upside down, or like, you know,
like groups of people,
right, like that, like from the Upside Down. We only seen like these monsters type things from the Upside Down. So I don't know if they're like part of his imagination, or they're really like embodiments of, you know, whatever here on regular planet Earth. But I don't know. I always wondered about that too, because I'm like, okay, there's everything on Earth in the Upside Down. What about people? You know, I've always thought about that. So this will be definitely interesting to see.
He comes face to face with himself.
Yeah, that was interesting.
You're just like, what?
Yeah, I was like,
oh, he says something like, go get him, or go.
Well, yeah, like he said a couple things, like something about building. Like he wants to build or something like that.
Yeah.
He's like, we want to build.
I think they're trying to expand the Upside Down. Maybe.
Yeah, like expand it to our Earth. Right. So that was very interesting to see. It definitely sparked something, made us, you know, a lot more interested in season 3, because the first season, or the first episode, we know was kind of a setup episode. Now we're getting into the thick of it. We're getting to the meat.
Yeah, I think it's definitely interesting, and I think that the Upside Down is also affecting people in the regular, like the magnets aren't working. Joyce is trying to figure out, like, she notices it while she's just doing nothing at her job, and she's like, and she had already noticed it at home when all the stuff was on the ground. Right. So she goes to, whose dad is that? Is that?
No, that's the teacher. That's the teacher.
She goes to the science teacher,
Clark.
And they do like a little experiment. And so that, I think, will be developed on further, and I think that's just showing the Upside Down is still affecting the regular world. Yeah,
Mr. Clark, he's weird.
Yeah.
You think he's weird?
I think he's kind of funny. I like his advice.
With that mustache, I don't know. He kind of looked like a... if you know what I mean.
Sure.
Okay. The Upside Down is back with a new twist, with an all-new twist. So we'll see what they have in store with that. Hopper goes to Joyce for some advice, and he doesn't take it at all.
No.
He doesn't take it at all. She said, do not yell at the kids. Hopper is upset because Mike and 11 are making out all the time, and they're doing what kids want to do. Right. And 11's got these powers, so he's like not even really in the position to discipline her. So he's like confused, and now he's asking Joyce for advice. That's his like closest confidant. So he's asking her for advice, and she tells him, don't yell. Be like their friend. Be on their level. Hopper doesn't know how to do that.
he goes in there and he's like, hi.
And they're like...
And they're like not taking it seriously. No. They were being like not cool about it. So he's like, come on, let's go outside.
Come on, Mike.
Your grandma is sick. Your Nana is sick. Let's go. And then in the car, he's like...
So what happened to Nana?
I'm not playing around. This is my daughter. I said, ooh.
I was like, dang, that's his daughter. I mean, he did adopt her, but I'm like, dang, he's like being very fatherly.
Right.
Like,
he said, I'll drive you home and you're going to listen.
You're going to listen?
And I think it was kind of like he really did scare Mike because the next day Mike and 11 were supposed to hang out, and Mike was like, "I'm scared.
Yeah,
and I'm not hanging out with you."
He was like, "Nana's sick," and she's like, "I think you're lying." That's not what she said, but that's what she was thinking. She went over to Max, and Max said, "Forget him, forget boys. The summer is about having fun. Let's go to the mall." Here we go with the mall again.
Yeah.
So it's like the mall is a big thing in this season.
Right. They go and do shopping.
Shopping.
They're like, how do I know what I like? And there's
shopping.
a whole shopping montage.
That was cool. And it was funny and it was fun.
They went and got their pictures taken in true 80s fashion, which I loved. I was like, get it,
that was
girl.
Really fun and
but
funny.
At the same time, the boys were at the mall Mike was trying to get something for 11.
To say he's sorry and all that.
And he was like, I only have $3.
He has $3.50 to his name. I'm like, what do you expect to get from the mall with $3.50?
Right.
Anyway, yeah.
But it was interesting to see how, like, and Will the whole time is like, well, why are we at the mall?
He's like, I want to go play D&D. Let's go play D&D. He's not, like, ready for all this relationship stuff. And Will is not ready.
And Lucas is a terrible relationship advice giver. He said him and Max have broken up, like, 5 times.
And he got her back every time.
And I was like, this is not good. And when they come out the mall and they all see each other.
Oh, yeah.
This is kind of towards the end of the episode, but while we're talking about that, she's like, you did lie to me. I dump your egg. I said, ooh,
yeah,
girl.
she dumped him.
And I'm like, I'm very interested to see
him in the
what's
dust.
going to happen, like how Mike is going to react to that, because I feel like he really was like kind of reliant on her. And I feel like she can do a lot like of more figuring out what she wants to do.
She gotta focus on herself. She's got so many things going on with her, and like she gotta figure out her powers more. She gotta figure out what's going on in the Upside Down and all that. She's got bigger fish to fry than hanging out with Mike all day.
Right.
So it was interesting to see that whole thing go down. It was funny. So Dustin feels kind of left in the dust.
After the
no pun intended. Kind of feels left in the dust with his friends after the whole thing where they left him on the hill, and so he goes to Steve at Ahoy Creamery.
He's like,
and
where is he?
Yeah, he's like, I need to talk to Steve, my best friend. And he talks to Steve about the message, the Russian message.
Right. The girl who works there, I don't know her name, but she works at Ahoy Creamery as well.
Yeah, it's like them two. It's like the only two people that work there.
And she's kind of like makes fun of Steve because he doesn't have any game anymore because he's working at this dead-end job. But I feel like they're probably going to end up together just because the opposites kind of attract type of
so
thing.
Like obvious
but
that they're probably going to get together.
She like overhears them, so she helps with the Russian translation. But it's kind of like funny to see the three of them interacting because she's just like, why are you friends with all these kids?
Yeah.
Like,
it's true. Like he is friends with a whole lot of kids.
Right. So. And they had this whole like dance with like lightsabers and they
saw
each other. Yeah, it was handshake. Like too much.
And he was like,
it
was funny.
So I think
I love that.
The way they like translated. So I think it adds another person to the mix.
Yes, I love when they add new characters.
But it's also interesting that like not the whole gang is together. It's still in like separate. And then now they're adding another person who's helping. So it's just kind of weird.
It's the character dynamics, and I love how they change it because they don't want like it to all be the same. Like every season they're all together. That's why they separated 11 from the main characters in the second season. The whole season she wasn't with them at all. So I liked the character placement and how they kind of go their separate ways, and I like how they do that each season. Like even in season 1 they had Will not part of the group the whole season. So it was just like, you know, they want to make sure things are fresh and new. Yeah, so now I feel like now 11 and Max are going to be kind of a group on their own too, for a little while at least.
And all the boys still kind of together, like Lucas,
Mike,
and Will.
Yeah,
and
but
then
Dustin,
yeah, he's always with Steve. I feel like him and Steve
they're gonna
are kind of their own thing. And that girl, I wish I knew her name.
Girl. Yeah.
Hopefully season 3 they kind of like show more about her because
I'm sure they will.
At first she was just kind of like there, and you're just like, who's this girl?
Yeah, but now they add her.
Yeah, now that they have her, and they're trying to figure out what this Russian translation is, which they found out what it meant. But, like, it really doesn't make sense. And so,
yeah, it's like a code.
And then they found out that might not even be in Russia. It might be
in
Indiana.
It was a Russian code from Indiana in the mall. So
right. At least that's what we're led to believe.
That's what it looks like.
Right.
And Steve found that out. There's a lot of product placement in this season so far. Like Coke, Dr. Pepper, Burger King, Taco Bell.
Right.
Like... Man, like I feel like somebody's getting paid for all this. Like,
I think it might also be the reason they're doing that is because that's what the 80s used to do a lot.
Oh,
in
media and TV shows and stuff. They do it a lot now, but man, it's really heavy. Like you don't usually see those name brands or anything in TV or movies anymore, and at least not to this extent. And I knew over like during the spring and a couple months ago, I was seeing Stranger Things everything. Stranger Things at Burger King, Stranger Things Coke, Stranger Things all this stuff. Carrie Ells, he is the mayor.
Yes. And
he's doing some stuff, making moves that the people are not really liking. Raising taxes, and he got the mall to be. I guess he put in the mall.
He was in support of the mall. Yeah. But now, like, the small businesses are being affected. So it's kind of like, the mall brought jobs, but at the same time, the small businesses are being affected.
Got chopped.
And all he cares about is his election vote, of course.
Yeah.
So, but he, like, kind of is making Hopper do things that he doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe the mayor will turn out to be a little bit of a bad guy.
He looks like a bad guy.
He's probably involved with the Russians.
Oh, shoot.
I'm just going to say.
I feel like they're, like, I don't know, like, I feel like maybe the Russians are, like, against America or something in this.
Well, wasn't one of the Russians in his office?
Yeah, he was leaving the office. He was leaving Carrie Ells' office. I don't know his name. Jake? No, that's the guy at the papers. One of them. He was leaving his office, the guy with the motorcycle helmet.
Yeah.
I feel like he's like the juggernaut. Something's gonna happen with him. He's gonna fight Hopper or something.
He like choked that guy out.
Oh, was that the same guy?
I think that was the same guy.
That was the same guy. I didn't realize. Okay. I forgot that was that guy. Yeah, he choked this guy out in the first episode. Oh, man. So, I feel like we're in for it. So, at the end of the episode, Billy took the other lifeguard and took her down to the basement where he got taken and, I guess, fed her to the monster.
The creature. So, what happened, like, to kind of go back a little bit, the whole episode, he was acting, like, weird. Like, he comes to the pool, and he's, like, sweating. He looks crazy. And, like, he goes into the chemical room, and Mrs. Wheeler goes in there and is like, I'm so sorry. I'm married. I shouldn't even flirt with you. Whatever, girl. I don't believe you. Anyway, so he's, like, in his, like, alternate... I don't even know. He was
like daydreaming or something.
And
he said,
it looked like he had been drinking bleach or something. I don't know what was happening. But he like turned around and he's like, get away from me, Karen. It
was like his imagination. Like he took her head and bashed it in. I was like, dang.
I thought that really happened for a second.
I did too. I was like, oh shoot, Miss Wheeler, she done.
No, but
she gone, boy.
And then he goes out to the pool and he's up there and he's kind of like still in that trance. And he looks down and he sees something on his elbow.
Oh yeah.
And he's like,
it's like infected or something.
Yeah, kind of looks like my elbow. I got all these mosquito bites.
Bruh.
But anyway, he's like, what is happening? Like he goes to the shower and he's in the shower. And somebody comes in there, and he like hears something that she says, and I forget what she says, but it's like from the upside down.
Oh, she was saying, "Bring him to me."
Bring him to me.
I'm thinking she's talking about Will.
Will. And then he kind of snaps out of it, and she's like, "Do you need me to call the ambulance?" And he's like, he really does like take her.
Come here, girl. He grabs her by the neck.
And then we see her in the trunk of the car. I said, oh my gosh. And he ripped off her mouth and he said, don't be scared. It will be over soon or something like that. I'm like, is she gonna turn into one of like they're like zombies? I'm like,
they're like zombies.
Weird.
Yeah. So and that's the end of the episode. And I'm ready for the third episode. Oh man.
I feel like
I'm ready.
I feel like every episode is gonna have like a cliffhanger type thing.
That's how it is. On every episode of Stranger Things, it leaves off on a cliffhanger. Even the finales do. So
right, but I'm very interested to see what's gonna happen. Nancy and Jonathan were starting to dive into the rats and try and figure out that. So hopefully they'll get a little deeper with that.
Yeah, that old lady was like, yeah, I live alone. No, don't tell nobody that you live alone. Even if you do live alone, be like, hey, my husband's coming or my wife is coming.
My grandson.
Yeah, my grandson. Yeah, because they could have been anybody. She did not know them. She didn't know them at all, and she's just telling them everything. Right. I feel like that's how people are sometimes. But don't tell people you live alone.
That's like 101.
Yeah. So they're in the basement. So that was the conclusion to that episode. So we're ready to see episode 3, and we'll be back with another review. We're gonna do every episode of season 3 together. It's gonna be our segment. So stay tuned. Hit me down in the comments because we love to talk Stranger Things. We love talking movies, music, TV shows. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on social media, AJ Reacts 2. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.